Hey, Uyi, welcome to the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm just honored to be here. I feel like I'm talking with a celebrity today, and I'm just like stoked and just glad to be on your show today. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, hush. It's so fun that we get to connect again. I feel like we're old friends ever since we met at filming in Hollywood, which is crazy. Elevator
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah,
It's so funny how we met and just connected, and here we are. So it's really fun.
yes. I think it's really divine, because
Absolutely.
I didn't get the funding, so I think I was supposed to meet you over there and connect, and I'm really glad about that.
I love it. Well, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you so we can get to know you a little bit better?
Okay, thank you. So I'm Uyi Abraham. So I was born in Nigeria, in Africa. So I came over to America about 17 years ago to become a medical doctor. So I came here and started taking some classes and stuff. And I just kind of felt my heart just kind of moving away from medicine into ministry at the time. So I felt like God's hand was upon my life. I was called to serve in the pastoral ministry and also to in missions. So I quit medical school and I became a full-time evangelist, did some pastoral work and traveled all over the world helping people. And in the midst of doing that, I started also pulling a different shift towards entrepreneurship into business as well. So that's how I really kind of got started from, doing ministry and also to, being a marketplace minister in terms of entrepreneurship. And one thing that's really unique about my story too is that I came to America with just $100 and a suitcase of clothes and just a big God-sized dream. So went from that to going through so many struggles as an entrepreneur and to now, having successful businesses doing, multiple 6, 7 figures. So I'm really just grateful to God for that. And so that's just a little bit about my story from how I got here and what I'm doing right now.
Okay, a few things in there. First, you came with $100 in your pocket.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want to know how the heck did you create the businesses that you have and have the life that you have with $100? Like, what are some of the things that, like, the first things that you did to start your business? How were you able to invest in growing? Like, what did that journey look like?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So it really started with $100 and a suitcase of clothes. That's all I had. My very first entry into entrepreneurship was when a friend of mine gave me on my birthday. He said, instead of giving you a gift, I'll give you a template to build a website for the church at the time. So I got a template and it would not show me how to do it. Just give me a website template. So I started learning how to build it and stuff. And I built the first website. So that's when I had the light bulb moment, that, okay, well, at the time, I was like, okay, if I can build a website for other people for just $400, if I can do my goal, Rachel, at that time was, oh my God, if I could make $4,000 a month, from $100 to in the country, $4,000 a month, I feel like I'll be so wealthy and so rich. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this calculation here. I'm going to find 10 people and charge them $400 each to build their websites. Then I'll make $4,000 a month. Then I'll be wealthy and I'll live the American dream. So that was my very first start in entrepreneurship, building websites for people and stuff like that. And over time, my journey of entrepreneurship have not been linear. It's been a lot of ups and downs and just keep
Mhm.
trying different things. I think one of the things I want to point out right now before I continue my story to somebody listening right now is you just got to start when it comes
Yep.
to business, right? The business you start with is not always the one you're going to end with, right? I don't build websites anymore, but it was the first jump into entrepreneurship for me. If I waited to have the perfect business that could give me that 6 figures, I probably would not be where I am today. So I
Totally.
started from building websites. Then I just started learning different ways to create income and add value to other people. And another interesting part about my story too is that I failed in over maybe 15 businesses before I found Vonza and the university we have. That's kind of the two biggest income producing assets that we have today. So I've done photography, videography, of course, website design, car dealership, a restaurant, a cafe, a print shop. I mean, I've done it all. I just started, and one of the things that was interesting too was that there were times whereby, starting a business sometimes go through that slow season where
Mhm.
things were so bad. I'd even have like $5 to my name, but I just never stopped. So I figured out that entrepreneurship is about adding value
Yep.
and then people paying you for that value. So every business I started after that was just about trying to add value. Okay, people needed photos for their weddings, for their graduation, for their children. So I will learn that and I will serve that audience. Then after a while, it's not working as I want it to work. So I'll try the next thing. I just kept trying different things until about really 3-4 years ago was when things really changed. After a while, I just kind of found my niche, right? And what's my real gift to the world, which is solving problems through coaching and also through online businesses as well. And so that's what I have today. So the $100 was first, I didn't have to pay rent for the first 6 months because I live with family. So immediately I got into school. So the first $100 was solving a problem, finding people needed websites, learning how to build websites, and started making that $4,000 a month. Then after a while, the business kind of dried down. So as an entrepreneur, my mind is like, what's the next thing to create that can solve a problem and I'll get paid for it? So I just started doing that and doing that, and also to saving. Now, it's another interesting fact, Rachel. I also was very, very frugal. And I think
Mhm.
sometimes one of the reasons why people now where they want to be financially is that they don't have a sense of budgets and margins and stuff.
Yes.
I was very, very frugal and disciplined
Mhm.
until I had liquid, not assets, liquid 100,000 sitting in my bank account. I never took a vacation, right?
Mm.
So my goal was until I have at least 100,000, I'm still broke, right?
Yep.
So I just kept working hard, saving, reinvesting whatever I have into my business, into coaching programs. And I've heard that you have an incredible coaching program for women. I know some of the people that are part of your mastermind groups and stuff, and the value you add to them. So, I was just investing myself in coaching programs and mentorship and listening to podcasts like these and just, growing and reinvesting what I have.
That's huge. I think a lot of times if you're like you start making money and a lot of people want to just spend it.
Yeah.
But I think if you can keep it, reinvest it, and something that my husband and I've been doing, obviously reinvesting into this business, but taking money off the table, and we were just able to buy an apartment in Senegal in cash with the
Wow.
money that we've been like we live frugally. We drive a 2007 car.
Stop
Like
playing. Come
and
on.
but because of that, like we're able to make different investments in projects in Africa, which is huge on our hearts of being able to like build the economy over
Yeah.
there, and like use our gifts as entrepreneurship to start businesses over there. So I love that you said that, you acted like you were broke until you had $100,000 in the bank. And even then, like you're still hustling and making things happen. Something that you said is that you have a marketplace ministry. Can you expand on what that means to you?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, so, I was in medical school, but I felt the hand of God on my life. So I was became a pastor. And as a pastor too, I was also taught wrong initially that when you're in ministry, you just focus on ministry and you're not supposed to do business. But
Mhm.
but somehow the ministry I was in was not able to sustain me financially. So each time I went to God and said, God, and this might be what I want to share that might really help some people, especially if you're a Christian and you're like just praying and begging God to supply your needs. I was there. I was begging God, please, why are you blessing Rachel with $1 million business and blessing this other person? Blessing me. Like I felt like, God, you were unfair. The one that God showed me is scripture, I think it's Proverbs 22:29.
Mhm.
He said, if you see a person diligent in their work, They will
Hmm.
not stand before mere men, they will stand before mighty people. So what
Hmm.
God was telling me was that everything I needed to live the life of purpose and significance is called me to live was already inside of me. I have
Hmm.
gifts and talents inside of me. And that even like looking at scriptures, like Jesus is the son of God, is also a marketplace minister. He had a skill, was a carpenter. Paul was an apostle, preacher, and also too, he was a tent maker. Peter was a fisherman, and during the dry seasons, he was a fisherman, went back to fishing. So they had skills. So I really felt convicted on that. So I was able to still do my preaching and pastoring, but also to do my businesses on the side. And that was just a game changer. I'm very, very passionate about this question. I'm so glad you asked it because I know so many people in ministry, so many Christians that are just begging God for money. Like just some of them, even if they don't have it, they don't call it God. They might even say universe, whatever. They just praying, please send me some money. But really, every money you need on earth is already on earth
Hmm.
and is already inside of you. You just got to locate your talent, your skill, your gift, and whatever it is that you're supposed to do. And once you do that and you add that value, God blesses you. And one of the things too that I feel a lot of people miss is the value of coaching and mentorship.
Oh yeah.
Because they feel like, oh, I'm just gonna figure it out on my own, or I'll go to YouTube, or I'll go to Google. No, there's something about when somebody that have done something helping you to replicate or show you how you can do it on your own. So coaching, mentorship, and courses have really, really helped me, actually, to expand my mindset. And when that was done, then the floodgates just opened.
That's huge. I know one of my coaches, she really like challenges me mentally to think beyond myself. And so if I didn't have her to constantly push me and think like outside the box of, hey, what if you did it this way? Or what if you tried this? Like we would be like, it would take like ten times longer to get where we want to go, right? Or 100 times longer. So I love that you said that. And that's been huge for me too. Tell us about Vanza. What is it and how did that come to be?
Yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. So I'm so excited about talking about Vonza. I don't know if those on the podcast cannot see me smiling so big, but so thank you for asking that question. So Vonza came to be because as a coach and also to an online entrepreneur, I was beginning to feel overwhelmed with using so many different tools to run my online business. I needed one for email marketing, another one for online courses, another one for products, another one for this and that. And I am a multi-entrepreneur. So I have multiple different things I do. And there was not a true one all-in-one platform. Kajabi was kind of there, but it was so techy for me at the time, but just complicated. So I feel like there have to be a better way for an entrepreneur, especially a multi-passion entrepreneur, to easily run their online business in one place instead of being all over the place. And so, and also to easier to use than Kajabi that was there at the time. So that was how Vonza started. So I researched it. There was really nothing there that was a true. At that time, though, another interesting thing was when we're building Vonza, everybody was telling us just focus on one thing, just focus on online courses or products and these. But now everybody's trying to be all in one now. Everybody's trying to claim they're all in one and this and that. So Vonza is a all-in-one online business platform that makes it easy for entrepreneurs to run their online business in one place instead of being all over the place. So if you create online courses, you have products, physical, digital products, email marketing, sales funnels, websites, at least 12 core tools or apps that an online entrepreneur will need to run their business, to get paid, to manage their customers, all in one simple and powerful place. So that was the backstory of how and why Vonza was started. And we just launched in February. We went live. So we've been in beta for about 2 years. So we just went live officially in in fact, on Valentine's Day, February 14th of
I love that.
2020. Yeah, and so I think this is the 7th month or 8th month now. And so we have over 800 customers now in
Awesome.
about 7 to 8 months, and they're just loving it. And we're trying to get more traction, because we feel like Vonza is the entrepreneur's dream. And we need to save entrepreneurs, especially online entrepreneurs, from tech and from confusing software and from being all over the place, and just help them to just be in one simple and powerful platform and run their entire online business.
So you said that it replaces 12 different programs. Is that right? So
Yes.
what are some of the programs that Vonza would do?
Excuse me. Yeah, so with Vonza, you can create and run online courses,
Mm-hmm.
email marketing, build your website, physical and digital products, sales funnels, SMS, text messaging, forms, and scheduling. So so the scheduling part replaces Calendly, Acuity, and all of that stuff. Let me see if there's anyone. Then also to membership sites too. So if you want to run a membership sites, So if you look at the market today, without trying to name drop, Kajabi is kind of the only kind of all-in-one platform.
Mm-hmm.
But they only give you like maybe really probably 6 tools, but they don't give you like scheduling like we
Mm-hmm.
do. They don't give you forms like we do. They don't give you
Text
physical
messaging, I
products.
don't
They don't
think.
give you text messaging. They don't give you physical You can sell digital products, but I don't think they really do physical products well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. That's probably some of the tools. We have about 4 or 5 more tools than they offer you, and
Mm-hmm.
also to our price point in Vonza. Vonza price point is definitely more is lower, cheaper
What is the
than what you.
monthly price point?
So right now we have 3 monthly price points. We have basic for $79 a month.
Mm-hmm.
We have the pro for $199 a month. Then we have the business plan, which is our highest plan right now, for $399 a month. And the business plan, everything is unlimited. Unlimited.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm just adding up how much we spend between ClickFunnels Pro, Scipio for text messaging, Kajabi, email marketing for thousands of subscribers. So like if Vonza does a good job at all of them, I'm like, huh,
Yeah. You
could
probably
save a
spend at
lot
least
of money.
$1,000.
Easy. I mean, we spend close to that just for our email list and housing our email list.
Yeah, you probably spend close to $1,000 just yeah on that. And for
Easy.
somebody like you to have all this other stuff, like the business plan is unlimited everything. It's only $399 a month, and it does it better. And Richard, this is one of the things that, because when it comes to Vonza, it's sometimes feels like we're preaching something to an audience that is not familiar with this, that is kind of stuck in the old way of doing business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you've been used to hopping on a taxi, and somebody trying to tell you about Uber, that Uber is better, the drivers, they treat you better, you have a better experience. And it's like, well, but I'm used to taxi. I mean, it's okay, because a lot of people don't know that joy of when you log into your platform to see the data of your online business is in one place. You can see how many
Mm-hmm.
subscribers you have, you can see how many products, you can see the data. So you don't have to be like, hey, how many email subscribers we have last week? Oh, let me open that other platform. What about many products we sold? Oh, hold on, I gotta log into the other platform.
Yep.
Okay, what about courses? Oh, what's the password? Like, we don't understand like how much time, energy, and money we wasting just being all over the place. If there's a true a simple and powerful platform, right, that in one login, your entire online business, your data, your statistics, whatever you need to do is right there. So entrepreneur, they see kind of waking up to this idea that is this a better way to run your online business
Mm-hmm.
instead of being all over the place.
For sure. Okay, so you've launched this business that now has 800 subscribers, monthly subscribers, which is awesome. What are some of just like the challenges or failures that you've had in launching this business and getting it like up and off the ground?
Yeah, that's a wonderful. Okay, also too, the 800 subscribers, they are not all paying because we also have a free plan as well. So just including those on the free plan
Hmm.
and also those on the paid plan.
Cool.
So there's been so much, One is tech, you know. In the beginning, I had this what they call it? Is it imposter thing,
Imposter syndrome.
syndrome,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. Initially I was struggling so hard because I was a black man in tech. So I
Hmm.
was not, I'm black, I have an accent. So I felt inferior initially. So when you look at my space, everybody's white and white male.
Hmm.
So I was struggling so hard. I would not have my photo or my name associated with the website. I was struggling.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like people not going to trust the software because it's founded by a black man and an African man. So I dealt with that for a long time.
Hmm.
And I was trying so hard to find a white face, a white male, especially a white female, anybody white to be the CEO or the face of the company, because some people still don't believe that there's still some kind of racism in America. So when you're
It's
black,
there. It's there. And I just want to apologize that you even have to feel that way because I
yeah.
know you and I know your heart and you're just like a brilliant and incredible person. And I hate that you felt that way.
Yeah, thank you so much. So that was one of the challenges I had initially. And then just in a call with one of my coach too. And it was like, you just got to be yourself, right? You
Hmm.
might repel some because they don't want to trust a black man running a tech company. But also too, you're going to attract people that really, that really for you.
Yeah.
So then I started, being more of the face of the company. So that was one of the challenge. The second one is funding. So another thing too is it might not be all about race, but when you're black and you have an accent and trying to raise money is
It's
even more
harder. I
difficult.
like it's for sure harder. I mean, I've talked to my pastor who's also Nigerian
Yeah,
and he gave us the example of him going to a bank to try to get funding versus his wife who's a white female and how she was able to walk in and get funding. He was completely denied. Same
yeah,
project basically.
yeah.
Like it yeah, it totally exists. So,
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, yeah. So that's one of the challenges I've had. So how I solved it was that okay, we're just gonna create a good product and just try and get as many people to subscribe and let that subscription help us to fund the company. Then
Mhm.
just working harder on my other businesses. So right now we just set funding and we're just like, man, we're not gonna even worry about spending time and trying to raise money. We're just going to have a good product and get good customers to pay us monthly, and that will
Mhm.
help us to fund it. So and that challenge, yeah, I think the third challenge we've had so far is awareness. So when you knew you need to spend a lot of money or do a lot of interviews or stuff to get that awareness out there, I will still face that challenge right now because our competitors, they are all of them are, except maybe ClickFunnels, all of them have raised like millions of dollars
Mhm.
with venture capital. So they are spending us like 10 to 1 right
Yeah.
now. So we're just kind of finding that different ways because we're self-funded right
Yeah.
now, finding different creative ways to get the awareness out. So I'm hoping everybody here listening, please go to vonzo.com. It's totally free to start. And also, if you love it, please subscribe. That's one way you're also helping us to fund it. Then I still have a heart for ministry. Just like you have a heart for ministry. I mean, when you told me your story, Rachel, how you serve in Senegal, I mean, it was amazing. And living the comfort of America to go to quote and unquote a third world country and serve and help people. And we have a lot of orphanage homes and things we do back home in Nigeria. And
Mhm.
hopefully one day I'd love to also partner with what you're doing in Senegal as well.
Yes, I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, because the job entrepreneurship for me is to be able to give back, to
Yep.
serve, to add value to people. So that's what we're doing so far.
I love it. And Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, there you gave the example. They didn't have any outside funding and they're crushing it. So it's totally possible for you guys to continue to grow without any outside funding. And you'll probably be way better off for it and learn to be, that like super scrappy entrepreneur that just makes things happen.
Yeah. That's what
Mhm.
we're trying to do.
Yeah. So what are some things that you're doing to develop like your emotional capacity to lead your company right now?
Wow, this is a great question. And that's a question that a lot of people do not ask founders. So if I can be a little bit more transparent, right? Leading Vonza has been one of the most challenging and journey I've ever been through. For
Mhm.
whatever reason, it's the vision is so big
Mhm.
that there have been times that I felt inadequate to lead. There have been times I've tried to hire people to lead. I've gone through some moments of depression, feeling inadequate, feeling overwhelmed because the scope is so large. Sometimes you have
Mhm.
so many support tickets and you don't have enough staff. And I don't like to let people down.
Mhm.
So people paying us monthly, want to make sure that everything is up and running. So it kind of really affected me emotionally a lot. So what I'm doing to help myself, and also I'm an introvert, which doesn't help. So I kind of keep everything in my head.
Mhm.
So now I try to talk to my wife more often. So she's kind of like my unpaid therapist.
I love it.
You
Your wife
know,
is so sweet. I love
yeah.
her.
Thank you. Then I also have two coaches that I call, that I talk to, that are available to me if I need to vent, if I'm having a tough time. So
Mhm.
those are some things I'm doing. I'm also taking more time to like not have to be on the computer 12, 16 hours a day, like I can
Mhm.
typically do, working, coding, programming, stuff like that. So I bought a bicycle. So I go on bicycle rides now. I
I
do
love it.
tennis like once or twice a week. I'm still not very social yet with people, but I try to be more outdoor, talk to people more, and do stuff like this, which is fun. So it kind of gives me that, way to kind of just get some more creative juices going.
For sure. I think entrepreneurship it exposes your weaknesses that you have
Yeah.
like emotionally and as a leader and it challenges you to grow like nothing else out there. Like
Very, very true. And this is what I also found it too, right? For before any entrepreneur hits any new milestone, maybe in their business or whatever, I found that it's tied to emotional growth.
mhm.
Because every time I grow emotionally, it's like the opportunities and my money increases as well.
Yep.
So when I feel that emotional pressure or overwhelm or feeling like giving up, I'm like, okay, it seems like I'm trying to break through to another level emotionally, because
Uh-huh.
it seems like the emotional pain
Yeah.
is also like a trigger of, okay, you've been stuck in this level for too long now. It's time to kind of go a little bit higher.
Yep. So when you're stuck at that level, what do you do to break through?
One is to persevere and not
Mhm.
give up.
Yeah.
That's one mistake a lot of people do. When they
Oh
feel
yeah.
overwhelmed, they feel tired, they don't know where to start, they just drop it. So I
Yep.
just persevere. And two, I do a lot of outdoor things,
Mhm.
like right now, like a bike, do bicycle and stuff,
Hmm.
taking a walk. Now, some of the best therapy I think for entrepreneurs, if you feel stressed, overwhelmed, depressed, wanting to give up or having this emotional battle, one of the best thing you can do is to just take a walk.
Yeah.
Take a walk. When I
Yeah.
take a walk, it clears my head. I get new perspective. It's like God talking to you, right?
Yeah.
I try to take a walk in a trail, but you don't have to do that. Just walk in your neighborhood. Just take a walk. Just enjoy that fresh air and stuff. And it just has a way of just making you feel better. Because sometimes you just need a different perspective. Sometimes you need a
Definitely.
solution to whatever it is you're dealing with. So one of my go-to strategy is I'll just take a walk
I love
or,
that.
or, or, or ride the bicycle. And then I just feel better after an hour.
For me, it's we have a Peloton bike. And so after I do like a spin ride for 30 minutes, I'm like a new person. And I'm like, oh, I'm creative. And like what if something was bothering me before or something like that, I'm like, I'm totally over it. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, it
Cool.
works.
Cool, cool. What's the best book you've read?
Woo! God, that's a hard one because I've read a lot of books that have made a lot of impression in my life. Okay, I'll tell you one. Ooh, because this is the first book that started me on the possibility of more. It's a long title. It's a book by A.L. Williams. I think he's the founder of Prudential's health insurance thing. Okay, the title of the book is this, and I go to it many times in my mind. It's very long. The title is this: All you can do is all you can do, but all you can do is enough.
Hmm.
That's a real title. You can Google it.
It's a long
The
title.
book is still available. I just bought it again. I read it in college, like maybe 20 years ago. And that book talked about his road to success from being a school teacher right here, I think in Georgia, to becoming the founder of A.L. Williams financial group that now became Prudential, which is one of the major health
Mhm.
insurance company out there. So it's an unlikely story of success, of determination. And I remember reading the book how instead of having a boardroom, they named theirs War Room because he was
Hmm.
fighting some big giants in the health insurance marketplace. And today Prudential is doing very well. And another reason I like that book too, and the title is that sometimes it encourages me. So when I feel stuck or I feel like I'm not doing enough, I remember all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough.
Hmm.
All you can do is all you can do. You can't do more than what you can do. But you have to also remember sometimes all you can do is enough. That's all you can do. So that would probably be my favorite of all time. But I've read hundreds of books.
I love it. What does it mean to you to make an impact?
Making an impact, one of the fun thing and the best part for me is just to add value to people's lives. I think I've been delivered years ago from the kind of making money thing, because at the end of the day, how many houses that you're going to sleep on, how many food you can eat. So right now the rest of my life is devoted to making an impact, and that is just adding joy, adding value to people's lives. And that's why I love Vonza.com, because it helps ordinary people to make an income online. So it just gives me joy, and people make their first $50 or $1,000 online, and then they can feed their family and provide, and it just gives me joy. So making an impact is just adding value and just helping people do better.
Cool. Where can we connect with you?
You said what?
Where can we connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm on all social media platform. Uyi Abraham, I'll spell it. Is UYI. It's a three-letter word, right? So don't forget it. UYI Abraham. If you Google me, you go find it. And also to follow me also to on Vonza.com and check it out. See what we're doing. Again, you can create an account for free. And if you don't like it, please don't upgrade. If you love it, please upgrade so that we can do some more stuff together.
Uy, you're awesome. It's just an honor to know you and to spend this time with you. And I'm so excited to see where Vons is going to be in the next couple of years. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Rachel. You are killing it and just keep doing a great work. And I know so many women that have been empowered. And sometimes I feel like, why won't Rachel take some male clients? I don't know if you do. I'm like, men need you too, Rachel. So I'm pleading on behalf of men. Please extend that your coaching magic to help men to do better. So you're doing a great work, and I'm just so honored to call you my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much.